Before we start streaming, before we start playing, let me discuss the perk made for this. I want to discuss made for this, okay, before we start bashing, because it's a topic which has caused many streamers to get into these discussions on whether it's OP or not. I mean, everyone knows it's OP. So let's not beat around the bush, okay? We know it's OP, but how do we make it better? How do you improve it? Hello, Birnor. Thank you, man. And thank you, Anonymous, for gifting a sub to Georgia Meloni. Ah, nice. Appreciate the sub, man. The gifted sub. So, what I would do is, I would take away the secondary ability. You know the secondary thing that gives you endurance? I would eliminate it because it's unfair to have two perks in one. Made for this is a perk that gives you 2-in-1 effect. It doesn't only make you faster when you're running while injured, but if you pick someone up off the ground, you and the person you heal both get endurance for 10 seconds, and that is insanely OP. It's very unfair because, as I just said, it's like a 2-in-1 effect, and that's bullshit. That is absolute bullshit. Now, here's the kicker. I don't think this perk just randomly came to be, okay? The devs knew what they were doing when they created Made for this. They created Made for this for it to be discussed, for it to be very powerful, for people to, just to inflate the game with some drama again. They knew what they were doing. Come on. They knew full well what they were getting themselves into, because how do I know this? It's because they go very careful, okay, with the numbers on other perks. So when it comes to other perks, hello Stealth Myth, how you doing? When it comes to other perks, the numbers are very low. They're very conservative, So they're super safe. But then you have this single fucking perk which is just so OP. It's not a coincidence. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew it would be a troublesome one, and it's just to get people discussing the game. It's just to get people hyped up, like, oh, have you heard of that new perk? That new perk with the new chapter? Yeah, you should get the new chapter, totally, because there's an OP perk. That's the whole idea. They knew it. They were fully aware. Okay, so that's okay. That being said, what's my opinion? How would I change it? Okay, simple. Get rid of the secondary effect. Okay, so secondary effect, endurance, gone. Get rid of it. Okay, get rid of it. It's worthless. Rudog, how you doing, man? The stupid endurance. Yeah, it just makes no sense. So my favorite punk band on Saturday. Really? Damn, you got the tickets? I hope you enjoyed. So Rudog had a wonderful weekend. That's nice. That's nice. It's nice to treat yourself to something once in a while. I think I need to do that pretty soon, actually, to be honest. To be completely fair. Ooh! Stealthmate with the 500 wants a walking nurse. It shall be done, no problem. It shall be done, my friend Ginger. Thank you for the 35 months. Damn, that's a long sub, bro. Thanks, man. Anyway, as I was saying, okay, just to wrap this up real quick. Made for this, it should work this way. When you start running while injured, you slowly gain fatigue, okay? So you start getting exhausted, and you keep the effect until the exhaustion is full. Once the exhaustion is full, you lose the 3% and you're back to regular movement speed. What this means is, and how long will it last? I would make it last 40 seconds. Why 40 seconds? Because 40 seconds is the same amount of time it takes to recover basic exhaustion perks. So if you use a Dead Hard, you need a 40-second recovery. If you use a Sprint Burst or a Lithe or a Balanced Landing, you need a 40-second recovery. So much like those perks, you have a total running time of 40 seconds, and if you stand still, it recovers. And as long as you're not at the max, like as long as you don't hit the maximum exhaustion, you can still use the perk. So you can keep running until your exhaustion is full, and once it's full, you have to gain back that time again, right? So that would stop it being used for extended periods of time. So after a while, if you're in chase for a long time, it goes away. Like it goes away eventually. And another problem with Made for this is the stacking. The stacking is kind of problematic. The stacking of speed with hope during the end game. So you can do one of two things. Either you disable the perk at the end game, much like Decisive and Off the Record, or you just set a cap for speed on survivors in general. So for example, this is a bit boring, but you could set a cap of 7%, so survivors can never move quicker than 7%. They can never get a haste effect, which if summed up, goes beyond the 7. So you either cap it at 7, because 7 is like the most it can be without it getting silly, or you just completely disable that single perk during the end game. So anyway, those are my opinions on Made for this, to make it a little more, you know, a little better. That being said, okay, let's play some Walking Nurse, I guess. But I felt like I should give my 2 cents. Fair enough. I mean, again, I'm not even calling for it to get completely reworked at all. I'm just saying, you know, it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit silly, isn't it?